Right, I started recording again because I was going to try and climb over the wall, but I don't want to injure myself and I don't want the wall all breaking down, collapsing when I'm trying to pull on it to try and climb up. So I'm going to go further along the inside of the wall here, where you can see there's been a bit of a quad bike track going through here, because there's a metal gate higher up. I might get through that easy and just get through directly onto the road instead of going down there. That's where you go though, naturally, down there past that post, and go through that metal gate at the bottom, and you just drop down on the road underneath the viaduct. But I'm going to have to go further on where there's a bit of a metal gate and you can see the road directly behind it. This is going to be a pain in the ass, like walking through all this long grass. The things you've got to do. As long as I don't have to walk through 18 inches of water underneath this reed grass. Right. Because obviously when you see reed grass, that means water underneath. Now I'm looking to see, it looks like the people have kept to the left here instead of going down there next to the wall. So obviously people have had to do the same as me. But this is all trip hazards getting through here. And I wonder if that little stream's come further down here as well. So it'll all be wet down there. Well, there is a bit of a path that I'm on that's getting through, so hopefully I'll be able to get right around there to where that metal gate is. And just get directly on the road and walk along the road down there. Well, there's no good thinking about it, just do it. So I'm having bother and trouble at the beginning of my bloody walk, and I've got to go all the way up there yet, so it's all going to be fun and games. But you can see the road now underneath the viaduct. That's where I need to be, just down there, to walk back along to Apperstead Bridge. Now it looks like there's a finger post pointing over the wall further along there, so I wonder if there's a little spring-loaded gate that you get through. But there's definitely people walking along here because there's clumps of flattened grass where they've been stepping on it to get through. So you can see the finger post 75 yards on, so I'm just going to have to keep winding through and get to it. And I can see a bit of a, like where it's flattened, the green grass track straight ahead, 60 yards. So I'll be ending up walking along that by the looks of things. But this is just like an annoyance that you've got to do this. Now, I know why they tie the gates off like that and put brocks to stop people to open them and leave them open. The sheep can get through and start wandering off, so it makes it harder for the sheep the farmers to find them and corral them back up. So I understand that. But when you're disabled like me and you haven't got the use of both hands and I can't climb over, would probably injure myself. That's when it's an annoyance for me. Whoa. like that and trip hazards because my balance is shite. Right, so I can see the grass track now where it's a bit more clearer to walk through. You can see the bottom. So I just got to keep on going. I'm just taking it easy in case there's any little streams underneath this flattened grass, because people tend to flatten this grass to step over little streams so they don't go flying and drop down 18 inches into water. Right, so I'm just wondering if this is going to come to a little spring-loaded gateway. There's the road there, I can see the road to that metal gate. So there must be a spring-loaded gate up here, hopefully anyway. Like I say, this is just the beginning of my journey, so God knows what I'm going to come across next. But when I get round and down back to the Green Dragon pub, when you cross over from that, it's just all flat flagstones and easy pathways to walk along. So there's no clambering over anything, and it's just a clear path through. And that guy I was talking to walking his dogs, he says when you come back down and you come into the start of Hawes, you just pass the chemist and there's like a little, I'm forgetting the word I use, but like a little alleyway probably, and you just go up there and it takes you onto the flagstone path, which takes you right across the flat and back over onto Old Gale Lane. Right, so I'm right next to the road, as you can see. But I've had to come halfway back up the road because I can't get over, climb over walls like this. But here's your finger post pointing to the field here. And there is a bit of a grass track that's coming down to it. That's a proper, yes, it's the 45-degree angle track looking back, because there's the little finger post in the middle that I was looking at. So it's pointing down here, so it's a proper farmer's road, well, quad bike track to come to this gate. Right, so I'll keep standing up here. So I'm going to look back across that. This is where I was supposed to cut through when it was all like nice coloured wildflowers. So you come through this gate and head over there. But I was going from the viaduct. But that's the way, if you come back, you'd have to come up this gate underneath the viaduct and turn left here and go across the fields that way. And it would take you back to that metal gate where I came through when I was wondering which way to go, straight on or turn right. Right, I might as well have a wee while I'm behind the wall, so in case anyone drives past. But I'm looking down the road there now, going downhill, and then you can see there's a big puddle of water underneath the viaduct, because you're going downhill from here. So that's something else I've learned coming back here. Can I go the old way to get under the viaduct, or drop down by the side of it? Because they're friggin' tied off gate. I mean, I could have rove it to get it up and over those rocks and pile them back up once I close the gate again, but I didn't want to put myself through all that extra activity just to get further down the road. Oh, this is what pisses me off now. This is where I need 2 hands. That's it, right. Right, public footpath. And that's what says the bed and breakfast Ashes, the country house that you stay in or rent out. That's what it's saying. The Ashes, 1 mile that way. We have just come over from past that farm that the guy gives the directions, and when he pulled it up in his truck. Right. So now I'm on the road. It's going to be easy to walk along the opposite. And then I'm crossing over and going all the way up those hills there on the opposite side, right at the top where there's a road coming down. Right, another car coming along. Right, so I just got to follow them. And I'll show you the gate where you're supposed to come down, where you used to come down, but you can't anymore. Looks like a bloody big puddle of water on the bottom here, with it. Oh, everything rolls downhill. But at least you can see the aqueduct, the viaduct, better from here. Now they've got some height, and I can see clearly through these trees in front of us. So this is the old railway line that used to come along here a few years back. And the river down the left is what's it called again? Is it River Widell, or I think it's Widell or something like that, Widell. You'd have to look it up on the map if you want to know. But this tarmac road I'm on now is LANACAR Lane. That's LANACAR, LANACAR. LANACAR. You can see it there down there. There's a bit of waterfalls down there, look. Now I didn't know that existed, so maybe I was meant to go further back up the road to that marker post. You see the finger post where I've just come past, where that green salt bin is, at the top of the bank. That's quite a nice little waterfall down there. Maybe that's why there's a gap in the wall there where people have been climbing over and made their way down there, look. Go and see it. And there's an old barn along there, so if you went down there and you got caught in bad weather, you could go back along to that barn and take refuge out of bad weather. Just a thought. I always look for barns on my journeys, just in case you do start getting caught. I mean, when you come to Yorkshire, I mean 95% of the time it rains. It's just Yorkshire, that's it. I mean, when it's lovely sunny weather in obviously June, July, August, isn't it? Not a problem, but different months when you get caught with it's bloody murder. So you can see where the river's just on the S bend going round underneath the viaduct now. Here's a bit of a knackered gate where you can go through here and make your way down to the bottom of the viaduct, just down there. Right, so if you go through the splash gate here, you can see where people have made their way down to the bottom. Right, maximum height 10 foot 9 inches, and watch out for people walking along, pedestrians. Right, this is where I should have been coming down. The last time I did it 7 years ago, this is where I would come down past the sheep and get up the road here. again, bits of trees that's blown the snap off due to the powerful winds. Right, so that's the gate I came through when I came here 7 years ago. That's looking up to that wooden gate which I was trying to climb over, but I couldn't. So I can't read what it says on there because the sun's like shining down us. Old railway line. That's what it says. So you can see there's a grass track going off over there. Padlock. No, it's got a combination lock on it, so that would have been clever if I just got past that wooden gate, and if I got to here and seen this bloody locked bolt on this, where I had to try and climb over this as well, I wouldn't have been very happy. So I'm glad I've seen that as well. So it's got a combination padlock on it. That's to make sure, I guarantee that nobody leaves the gate open for the sheep to get out of there and come onto the main road and get killed. Now that sign there is pointing public footpath to the Ashes as well, 3/4 of a mile. So you might be able to go straight over that way and get onto the main road and turn right, instead of going through the farm where I came through. So you just follow along the old railway line and it would take you to the back of that big farm house type thing. Right, so the river will be running quite fast down there.